I would venture to open up the tea shop that I had a desire to do when I was when I was 12 years old.
With your participating in Enterprise Connect next week, it's a good time to catch you and get a couple of thoughts off of your mind. And so I just have 3 questions. The first question is not even actually a question. I'd just like you to introduce yourself, who you are, and what you do.
Okay, well, Andrew, my name's Karen Hardy, and I am the Vice President of Product Marketing here at Avaya. And I'm based in Santa Clara in California, and I've been with Avaya for 7 years.
So my first question is, what customer experience trends or themes have you been particularly paying attention to, or in your role, perhaps, are you spending more time trying to get out into the communities?
I think there's areas that we talk about a lot at Avaya. We talk about bringing in artificial intelligence and chatbots. We talk about a better way in which we can match the agent and the customer based on characteristics and route to the most relevant agent. We talk about workforce productivity. How do you make and empower agents to be much more productive, and whether that's bringing in speech, whether that's allowing for information and scripts to be provided real time so that the agents can take action. And then there's the analytics, the area whereby you can really understand how the business is performing. I think we're also seeing bringing those technologies together. It's not about just talking about the technologies. It's about the transformation for that business. And so really that has to come from the top. That has to be at a CXO level, whereby they're bringing other parts of the business together, the IT and line of business, and going back to that strategy, driving that strategy. So, I think there's transformation projects happening all the time, and it's not necessarily going about to the nth degree, but it's about building that strategy and then figuring out the roadmap for each and every customer that can lead to the kinds of cost reductions and improvements in customer experience.
If there's one question, so my question number 2, this is 3 questions. My second question is there one question that you wish, and I asked this in one or two different ways, is there one question you wish that either customers or suppliers would ask more often? What would it be?
Well, I think customers don't always know that they need help, and I think that perhaps the question I would want customers to ask us to do more of is come in and observe my customer experience and give me really that plan that can help me to be successful. And I think more and more of that, and just by way of example, I've just come off this webinar with Namerdes and Robin Garris, and we asked about who externally the customer would go to as they're building out their strategy. It is the contact center provider that came up on top. I mean, there's systems integrators and consultants and even industry analysts that they would go to as they're building out the strategy. But I think the one question that needs to be asked is, observe my environment, and then show me show me how the technologies are going to make a difference. And I want you to do that.
I have one last question. This is actually a very softball question, but I'm always interested in the response. If you had more time, what would you like to spend more time doing?
Professionally or personally?
Wherever you like.
I love talking with customers. If I had more time, I would want to be with customers all the time and really getting to understand what's making those transformations and where can we accelerate. If I had more time personally, I would venture to open up the tea shop that I had a desire to do when I was 12 years old. So,
Really?
Maybe that will happen one day, but it would be completely different to what I've done so far.
So tea, fortunately, I don't think tea is going to go out of fashion. So you have time for that one. But it's funny, your first response, at least professionally, the first episode of this series, 3 Questions Season 2, I published earlier this week, was with Venki Krishnaswamy. You would know him as a former colleague in R&D. He's now CEO over at Cupid, and I interviewed him a couple weeks ago when he was in Berlin. He had exactly the same answer. Right? He said he wished he had more time to spend talking and listening to his customers. I appreciate you at such short notice, Karen, of being a good sport here and saying, sure, we'll make it work. And I appreciate you being here today and being part of my interview series. And I wish you a successful Enterprise Connect.
Thank you, Andrew, and thank you for including me.